Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to part 11 of the Sea of Stars walkthrough. We have just gotten the Vespertine for our own, and we're going to sail the residents of Brisk to a new home. To do that, we're going to start by sailing over toward the northeast. If you hit the touchpad, you can see exactly where you're supposed to go by the blinking star, but once you get to the island with a bunch of pine trees and the little fishing pond, you know you're at the right spot. So let's dock and then head on inside. Alright everyone, there is plenty of wood here to start building hovels. Ready to work! Those who can use an axe should get to it right now. I can do that. I'll get a stew going to keep us all fed. Whenever someone's in need of a task, just come and see me. I'll go fishing. It's at this time that we get the home trophy by building our own town. A few days later. It's really coming together. Zale, Valere, a moment of your time, please. Of course, what is it? We went woodcutting deeper into the island and found a strange entrance. Wait, was anyone hurt? No, we left right away because it felt kind of eerie. We thought the island was completely deserted. We will go right now. Thank you. Could you please let Garl know? We'll be back as soon as possible. Will do. Okay, let's head on up and out of town. Now before we check on this place, we have a little bit of fishing to do at the nearby pond. This is Settler's Rest. If we check out the sign, we'll see that there are 2 fish that we have already, but 2 that we need to get. So let's get going. First we're going to cast it out, and we're going to do kind of a short cast right to the middle section here. And there's this little fish that we can get. If we can grab him, he's quite the fighter, but once we reel him in, we'll see that it's a new fish. This one is called a Seek Jaw. It's got a big old chin on it. And now we're going to cast it way out toward the back section here. And if we can grab one of these bigger fish in the back, this one can really fight. So it might take you quite a long time to get this guy in. Just a reminder that you only want to reel it in while the fish is inside the big blue pillar in the middle there. You don't want to reel outside of that because you can snap your line. You definitely don't want to do that, especially after a very long fight like this. This is where it gets kind of annoying, where they just kind of go back and forth because they don't have a lot of other room to go. So just do your best to keep steering them in toward the middle and then reeling only when they're inside of it, and eventually you will bag the fish. Woo! Okay, well, we got a crimson bass. So those are the two fish we need, the seek jaw and the crimson bass. You can confirm just by looking at the sign, and now we can head on out. There are no treasure chests or anything in that Settler's Rest, so don't worry about that, just purely fishing there. Now let's go all the way up to the top part, and we can go into the ancient crypt. This place seems huge, but I don't sense any evil anywhere. It looks so ancient. My oh my, visitors! Huh? Oh, just here, to your right. Welcome to the crypt! Are you a talking lantern? I am the Crypt Walker. Though I must admit, seeing as my fire went out, it is a bit challenging to greet visitors. You, the Sun One, mind giving me a little spark? Sure. Much better! Please follow me, it's right this way. Now, who have you come to commemorate today? Oh, we aren't here for that. Oh? We brought a group of settlers to this island without knowing it was occupied. Well, technically it is not. You say people have come to live near the crypt then? Yes, if that's okay with you, we really need to make sure they are safe. Oh, absolutely! Visitors, neighbors, the more the merrier. All I want is for the crypt's mementos to be witnessed. This place contains thousands of stones, statues, and monuments dedicated to the memory of the early builders and visionaries of this little world of ours. And I do mean thousands! Feel free to appreciate the place and its monuments at your convenience. If there's a specific piece you are looking for and have its coordinates, I'll be happy to show you to it. Otherwise, rest assured that this crypt is entirely neutral and optional, so if you would rather move on with your adventures, you can do so right away. Don't be a stranger now. Alright, this is the ancient crypt, and all of these little blue spots on the ground are little teleport pads that will take you to different parts of the crypt. Inside there, you can inspect all of these tombstones and statues, and there's going to be a little saying about it with someone's name attached to it. What this really is a memento to all the people who contributed to the Kickstarter campaign, which really helped to bring this game to life. So if you were able to donate to the Kickstarter and you were given a code by the developers, then you can use that 6-digit code to talk to the Crypt Walker, and you can see the code at the top of the little box here that will tell the Crypt Walker exactly where your statue is, and it will take you to that. So you could spend hours and hours and hours going through this place looking at them all. My good friend was one of the donors to the Kickstarter campaign, but unfortunately he lost his code, so I wasn't able to show you what that was. I did spend quite a while looking through this place, just kind of randomly hoping that I would stumble upon it, but you really can spend a ton of time here. All you have to do is go to the bottom part of one of the sections, and that will take you out of it through the warp pad. So if you want to spend some time looking around at all of the cool, creative little statues and the tombstones, you can certainly do that, but there's one more thing that we need to get here, and that's on the way in. We passed by a chest, and it's over on the right side here, kind of tucked behind this pillar. It is a rainbow conch, so make sure you grab that before you leave. There's also another big secret tied into this that I want to show you much later on. So that'll be probably the very last episode. It has a very special thing there. But once you're done, let's head on back into town. Hey, you're right on time for the next town gathering. What did you find? It's just a very old crypt. The spirit who lives there is friendly and says we are welcome to build here. Great! Alright, gather around everyone! First off, Zale and Valere investigated the entrance in the woods and were able to confirm that it is completely safe. Yay! What a relief! And now, time to name this town. Big thanks to all who dropped ideas in the bag. I guess I'll just... And the name is... Garl? Hold on here. Garl? Garl! That's no name for a village. Look alive, son. Seems to me these people want you to name the place. Me? You've been quite the leader, pal. The honor should be yours. Garl! Garl! Okay, I'll try. What's the one thing these people need? Joy? Nah, too on the nose. New beginning. Positive outlook. Mirth. Town of Mirth. Mirth. That's so pretty. Town of Mirth. Town of Mirth. A fitting name indeed. Ha! Leave it to Garl. Seriously, how does he do it? Alright, let's get back to work. We still have lots to do. A few more days later. That was a lot. Looks like they can take it from here. Way to step up, Garl. Fun little change of pace, too. Young masters? An old man is here to see you. Must be the headmaster. Oh, I don't know about that. Where is he? He just arrived at... Oh, there he is. I see you have done well. Headmaster, where have you been? At the academy, doing research and racking my brain. And? I'm afraid I bring bad news. We simply do not have the numbers to fight the Dweller of Strife. But there has to be a way. I'm sorry, Valere. If the miracle we need exists, it is not documented within our walls. Then we hunt it down and give it all we've got. I won't be joining you. But you're the headmaster. Surely you don't mean that. You do not understand. The Dweller of Strife has immeasurable power. Without an eclipse, it stands impervious even to our magic, and there won't be one before it is done gathering its power. The Dweller of Strife took almost everything away, even back when our order was in its prime. I won't let it take any more from me. Headmaster. I resign. Until the Dweller strikes, I want to live free of the burden I have carried my entire life. Please, allow me this. I have endured more than can be expressed. As you wish, Headmaster. We can't force you. Thank you. I have much grieving to do. Getting onto Mesa Island will be a challenge without the help of its guardian. We're lucky to still have Exole and Yeet. Yeet? Yeet, yes. Didn't the Elder Mist give you the name of the giant that takes you home? But I digress. Mesa Island's giant has been put to sleep by the Fleshmancer acolytes. Only it could remove the magic barrier concealing the island, but it refuses to wake. For all my research, it seems that it is not a curse we can break. Zale and I are not giving up. My dear Valere, I had a hunch you would say that. So you are adamant on trying to reach the Fleshmancer's old castle and taking a shot at that thing? Absolutely. Then you will need to remove that barrier. While I do not know how this may be achieved, there might be someone who does. So you do have a lead for us? It is my nerves that have given up, not my faith in you. Here is your final gift from me, the Coral Hammer. Got Coral Hammer. Make for Watcher Island, where the lost city of the Dokari lies deep under the waves of a blue lake. Ring the bell with the Coral Hammer, and they will know you were sent by a friend. Seek an audience at their temple. If anyone can offer you guidance now, it is the Oracle of Tides. Oh, and you may want to visit Evermist Island again. You are ready for its shrine now. Here's the key. Got Evermist Shrine Key. Thank you, Headmaster. This is more than enough to go on. Please just call me Moraine from now on. So, where will you go now? Anywhere that isn't Zenith Academy. Hey, Hey, why don't you stay here in Mirth? Everyone here is also looking for a fresh start. Garl's right. Plus, it's missing an official town elder. Haha, that does sound like a job I could do. Everyone will be more than happy to help you get settled. Yes, this place carries the kind of peace I need. Thank you, brave Garl, for making me smile at such a time. Sure thing, town elder. Hahaha. So, the order is down to the two of us now. Time to find our own way. Where do you want to go next? Now that we know the name of the giant, it sounds like you could learn new powers if we visited the shrine on Evermist Island. Or we could save that for later and go looking for the Oracle of Tides now. Watcher Island is the one with the big meditating statue. We're with you either way. The first thing we're going to do in Mirth is to talk to the man standing right next to us who may look familiar to you. Oh, Zale and Valere, perhaps you could help me. I feel like Mirth could benefit from amenities, but I find myself at an impasse. You see, building small houses is easy enough, but for more complex structures, we would need some plans. If you find any, would you mind bringing them to me? Mirth would only be better for it. Have you found any new building plans? Well, we don't have any yet, but we will be getting some pretty soon. Let's head on over. We can use the save point right next to the building to our left, so go ahead and use that if you want to, and then head on inside the building because we're going to look for a rainbow conch. Run all the way to the back of the room and you can go up the stairs that will lead you up and outside onto the balcony. Then head over toward the right side. There's a chest hidden in the back here that contains a rainbow conch. Then just head on back to the main part of town. That's all we're going to do here for now, but we'll be coming back periodically. Let's go over toward the right side, down all the steps, and you can find Hortense waiting for us down on the dock. Ready to set sail? Yes. Yolanda says the crew be done fixin' what needed fixin'. Reckon you might be in for some extra firepower should the need arise. Sarai learns ultimate attack Vespertine cannons. Build the ultimate attack gauge by spending combo points in battle. Thus, the town of Mirth was founded, while those who preferred to stay in Brisk worked on restoring it to its former beauty. While down, but certainly not out, Zale, Valere, Garl, and Sarai set sail for Watcher Island in hopes of finding the Oracle of Tides. Should their will prove strong enough, the chapters yet to be written would soon unfold. Out on the open sea, the world has really opened up to us. We're supposed to go pretty much straight south all the way to Watcher Island, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to do some side content, a lot of world exploring, and do some other fun things. So let's start by heading over towards Sleeper Island, which is over toward our southwest. We had to go from here to Settler Island at the beginning of this episode. Now we're just backtracking toward the southwest, and we're going to land right next to Brisk, and then head on over into the Coral Cascades. There's nothing that we need to do in the Coral Cascades themselves, we're just passing through this area to get to our next destination. So head on over toward the left side. When you get to the spot with the waterfalls coming down, start by climbing up the vines. Now just follow along on screen and I'll get you to where you need to go. Once you're at the top, head on out, then you can step onto the green elevator on the world map that will take you up to the stonemason's outpost. From here, you can just head left and leave town. There's more that we're going to do inside the stonemason's outpost, but we're going to do it a little bit later. Okay, now from here, just go up and you will go back into the moorlands. Now we just have to backtrack through this whole area, so follow along until we leave. I didn't realize it at the time, but if you move that green crystal over toward the right and then up onto this pressure plate, you can create a path going up to get that rainbow conch. So I will eventually be getting that thing, but not in this episode because I didn't realize it at the time. And it's okay though, because we do have to come back to this section later because we don't have an item that we need just yet to get another treasure hiding out in this next area. So once you climb up that rock wall, over toward the left here, there are some blue crystals, and we do need another item to break those crystals up. We don't have it just yet, so when we come back to do that, we will also get that rainbow conch later on. Don't wait for me though. If you want to grab it now, go ahead and grab it. Otherwise, we'll just keep going all the way to the left side, and we will get our way out of here, and that will move us on to the next area. Once outside, we can go over to Ixtal's Landing, and if we run over toward the big giant, we can talk to him and tell him that we want to return to Yeet, and that will yeet us right on over to where we need to go. After you land, you can head to the right and leave. There's going to be something new outside for us. It's like the same kind of jump pad looking thing that you get in the Coral Cascades, only this one will teleport us right to the bottom of this area. So we can hop right down, and then we're just going to head right inside the mountain trail. There's a new treasure chests that we can get here. If you head up across the bridge and then just hang toward the right side the whole time, you'll go all the way around, and that will take you to a spot where you can use the grapploo that can get you over to a new rainbow conch. Just follow the right path all the way around. You really can't get lost, and then grapploo over toward the right side, and that's where the rainbow conch is hanging out. That's all we need to do in the mountain trail for right now, so let's head on back the way that we came, and we're going to go back out to the world map, and then we're going to head over toward the east where the Solstice Shrine is waiting for us. Like I said, head over toward the east and then go up into the Solstice Shrine. If you go up, you'll open the main door, and there's going to be a puzzle waiting for us inside. What we have to do here is to replicate on this main floor the same pattern above. So when we push this purple block, it's going to change the colors on the ground. And unfortunately, if the purple block hits any of the outside portions, it disappears and you have to start over. So by following along with what's on the screen, you will be able to solve this puzzle, and we'll be able to collect the prize at the end. With the puzzle solved, we get a new great big treasure chest. Let's go ahead and open that thing up. And we learn a combo skill called Soonrang. And another one of those glowy dots disappears. So 3 more to go on the bottom of that thing. Now let's head on out. So a new combo skill, it just uses both the lunar and solar magic the same way that the Moonerang skill uses just the lunar magic. But we also get a new spot for our ship to dock. That's really cool. It's a nice little shortcut for us. Now let's head back over, and we can go south from here, and that will take us into the Forbidden Cavern. As long as you hold the down directional button, you will get to the bottom of this place no problem. You don't have to do anything other than just hold down. Okay, now that we're outside, let's head a little bit further south and go into Moon Cradle. There's some things that we can do here that we've been waiting for since the beginning of the game, so let's finally do those. Let's head south, and you can see a couple treasure chests immediately. We'll get those in a minute, but first we'll go into this building. It's like a pub. If you talk to the man here that's holding a couple of fish over his shoulder, he is a master fisherman. We're going to recruit him and send him over to Mirth. So really cool thing is you can go around the world collecting people and sending them over to our town, and they unlock new things for us. There's also a wheels table over here, so we do need to challenge the champion. We'll get involved in a champion game. This champion uses the combination of the warrior on the left side and a priest over on the right side. So pretty quick attacks, but they are negated just by using a wall. So that's going to be part of our strategy. Just keeping any amount of wall up is enough to stop that attack. But then the priest is able to heal as well and also help the other character to attack a little bit faster. So all I'm really going to focus on here, my main strategy for all of the champion games is really just to focus as much as I can on feeding the mage character all of the energy possible, just because getting multiple attacks in per turn is my favorite way of blasting through the wall and doing extra damage. And then by focusing only on one character and building them up, I'm also able to do things like getting them promoted easier, which also allows me to put bombs behind the enemy wall a little bit easier after they're already gold ranked, and then max out their experience. So keep feeding that mage over and over again, and this battle should be yours without any real issue. you. Just make sure that you keep a little bit of a wall up to ensure that that other warrior from the enemy isn't really going to be doing anything to you. There you go. Very easy fight. We have achieved victory. As a reward, we get something new, and that will be a silver wheel. That's it for the pub. Let's head outside, over toward the left, and then up the path. If we go all the way to the top right corner of this area, we can grab a treasure chest. So let's do that one. And now, as we head back down, you'll see some purple thorns in this field. We want to eliminate them by pushing the big boxes in the corners around. Just by pushing the box over it, that will eliminate the thorn. You want to get rid of all of them, so just go around here. And I didn't really figure out a super good way of doing it. I'm sure that there's a correct answer, but it's not that difficult to figure out how to go about this thing. So just play around with it, or just follow what I'm doing on screen, and you'll get it eventually. And all those thorns will be gone, and we can then move on from there. With all the thorns gone, head south and go into the building. Go talk to this woman, and she will reveal that she wanted all those thorns gone. We just took care of them for her, and we are rewarded with a rainbow conch. Now let's leave the building and then go up the path and to the right. Just follow that path all the way to the far right side of town, And once you get over there, then head a little bit south. What you're going to see is a man standing around with a bunch of leaves. You want to use your Mistral armlet to blow those leaves into a big pile in the middle. So either push them together and then push big piles at a time, or all the little piles. Doesn't really matter, just get them all into the middle. And he will reward us with yet another rainbow conch. Okay, now let's go up the way that we came and hug the right side as you go up, and you will find a treasure chest that's hanging out just toward the inside part of the Celestial Willow. It has a Celestial Willow leaf. That's another thing we can give to Teaks. Now let's go up the path past all of these lettuces, and if you keep going toward the left, you can hop up onto this beam, and that will take you over toward the left side where the final treasure chest is waiting for us. So that's music sheet number 1. And that's everything in Moon Cradle. Let's head on out, and then we're just going to backtrack north the way that we came, and we're going to go back into the Forbidden Cavern. This time as we run north, we're going to stick toward the left side because we can go over into the room on the left, and that is going to take us to a spot where we can get another treasure. This big block here, you can push it to the side and you can get another rainbow conch in the little cove behind it. Now let's go all the way up and out of the Forbidden Cavern. Okay, once you're outside, use the jump pad to return all the way to the top of this area. And now we're going to go into the mountain trail, but from the top section. Head over toward the right side, and you can step on these little celestial sigils to move the time of day around. And we want to create the bridges of light going all the way to the right side. Eventually what we need to get to is the Elder Mist Trials, because we're going to go back into them. So go down, interact with the Circle of Clouds. That will take you back into the Elder Mist Trials. Once you're inside, then start proceeding up, and we're going to stay toward the left side because we want to go into the leftmost trial. Once you're inside here, go up and toward the left side. You can push the big block out of the way. That will reveal another treasure chest with yet another rainbow conch in it. So who knew that we'd have to come back here at some point, but there was a hidden item inside of here. Now we're just going to go ahead and leave this area. We're all done with this portion. We can kind of move on from here. After you're outside of the Elder Mist Trials, let's just go all the way to the left side. You have to use those Celestial Sigils once again to create the pathways. Go all the way toward the left and exit the mountain trail. Now we'll go all the way toward the left side, go into the giant, and then select Extol to get thrown across the ocean once again. Now let's go ahead and leave this area and then go all the way through the moorlands until we get back to the stonemason's outpost. I'm going to speed it up to 20 times normal speed just to blaze through this. You've been through this area a couple times already, so you don't really need me to show you the way again. Back in the stonemason's outpost, let's head all the way toward the right side, and there's the girl that we helped start a bath for earlier who gave us a rainbow conch. Let's talk to her once again, because now we can recruit her to go to Mirth, and that will help us with the hot springs thing, or the spa that we have to start a little bit later on. Okay, now we can just head on out. So we're going to go over to the big green elevator and then head down. Okay, next stop is the Coral Cascades. We have to go all the way back through this area, so just follow along and get out. We're not done with this area yet. We'll have to come back through here a couple times yet in this episode, so I'll just show you the most efficient way to get out of here first, and then after this time I'm going to speed it up to 20 times normal speed just to blaze through it, but I trust that you'll be able to get through it on your own very easily. Well, once we're out of the Coral Cascades, let's go up into the port town of Brisk. The people who stayed around to rebuild did an amazing job of making it just like it was before. It's really remarkable how good of a job they did. But let's head on down the path. We'll follow the boardwalk up until we meet a mole lady who's eating some ice cream. And when we talk to her, she says that she really wants the essence of her beauty immortalized on canvas. If only there was a painter with true flair. Well, we do know of a painter who happens to live in the stonemason's outpost, so let's go all the way back there. This is the time when we're going to speed it up for 20 times normal speed as we go back through the Coral Cascades, and we will go back to the stonemason's outpost. Back in the stonemason's outpost, let's head left and then up. We'll go up the stairs and up the ladder nearby, hang a right, and then go into the nearby door. You'll see that there's our pirate band playing here, but if we go to the right side, we can talk to the painter, and he will be inspired by this new task, and he will take off over toward Brisk. On our way out, there is a wheels table waiting for us, so let's go ahead and play the championship game here. And this one is going to be a little bit different with a new piece that we haven't seen before. So here's the engineer piece along with a warrior. We're going to use the same method of just super boosting our mage all the time. We have to build up a little bit of our defenses just in case that warrior wants to come at us, but it's not going to be a big deal at all, especially early on. So let's just keep pumping all of our energy into our mage, and we will win really without even trying. There you have it. Not just a victory, but a flawless victory because we didn't lose even a single health point for that. I feel like there should be a trophy related to that. Well, anyway, we do get a new engineer figurine as a result. So good for us. We're all set there. Now let's head back out. We're going to go down the big green elevator one more time, and we will go through the coral cascades all the way back until we get to Brisk. Back in town, let's follow the pathway all the way down the boardwalk until we get to where the painter is waiting. If we talk to the painter, then he will give us yet another rainbow conch. That's all the side content that we want to do for right now. Let's head on out of town. We do have a couple of stories that we want to read with Teaks, so let's head on out of town and then we can set up camp. You can either do that through the menu directly or by holding the L1 button on PlayStation. That will set up camp for you, and then we'll be able to talk to Teaks. Oh, you found a new artifact. Let's see here. New story unlocked, The Three Sisters. And Moon Cradle. Hey, want to hear a story? Yes, let's do The Three Sisters. It is said that whenever twins are born on a solstice, fate itself flips a coin. Their innate magic would either be incredibly heightened or corrupted into something that ought to be contained for the greater good. For generations, many Solstice warrior twins have accomplished great deeds, but despite their immense potential, could never ascend into guardian gods. For ascension requires one of the winter and one of the summer, for kindred souls are not meant to part for eternity. On a particularly warm summer solstice, Fate's coin landed on its edge, and triplets were born. As the great eagle's instincts indicated, it soon became apparent that morality had split itself in three, as if to see their innate magic expressed in different flavors. Because their actions would inevitably drive them far away from one another, they were given annoyingly similar names, Moyara, Yomara, and Romaya. Moyara was flown to Moon Cradle, where she became a formidable Solstice warrior and Zenith Academy's headmistress. Ever the stalwart protector, Moyara gave her life while leading the charge against the Dweller of Strife. Yomara was the neutral one, better known as the Crone of Songshroom Marsh. Living a secluded life, she is an observer of the distant future, offering cryptic insights on key events and looming threats that may or may not transpire. By age 5, she had correctly predicted that the Fleshmancer would leave if the Dweller of Strife were defeated, at the cost of Moyara's life. Despite her immense power, she remains impartial in all conflicts. Meanwhile, Romaya devoted her every waking moment to studying what could be understood of the Fleshmancer's ways, and developed forbidden arts of her own. Through her understanding of blood magic, she became the first necromancer and devised a way to trap souls within objects. One notable invention of hers is candles that never burn out, noticeable by Romaya's signature green fire. Through their extreme commitment to differing paths, the three sisters have prompted countless musings on the choices one makes in life. To live bravely and selflessly like Moyara and embrace an early death while fighting for a worthy cause. Or to live a quiet and peaceful, albeit solitary life like Yomara, foregoing ambition for the sake of safety but never discovering one's true self. Or perhaps to indulge oneself like Romaya, with utter confidence in her ability to overcome any retribution she might face as a result of her corruption. Could the three sisters truly be a trick of fate, or the spiteful game of gods unknown? Or is it simply that, in our search for meaning, we sometimes mistake pure happenstance for prophecy? It is probably for the best that we shall never know. The end. Well, we do have one more story to read, so let's do Moon Cradle and the Elder Mist. It was as compelling as invitations could get. All of the best artisans the world over received it, a personalized letter signed by the mysterious Grey Eagle. Enclosed were directions, along with a promise of a worthwhile endeavor and a touch of magic. They gathered en masse on the barren island to the southwest, hoping to meet the mysterious Grey Eagle who had signed their invitations. But all they found when they arrived were 3 vials, 2 of which were sealed. When they opened the first vial, it became clear to all that there was even more to the Grey Eagle than what the stories had shared. As the cork was removed, a solar eclipse occurred, and magical light flew in from above the sky, reshaping the peninsula into a crescent. At the end of its dance, the light coalesced on the cliffside and gave birth to a tree so beautiful it appeared to belong in a dream. The celestial willow rose up while the grass turned to its signature purple hue. As if the magic had spoken directly to their minds, the builders knew exactly what they had to do. They would build the town of Moon Cradle and hold a festival by the celestial willow twice a year in expectation of the Great Eagle's visit. Unless they happened to be born in Moon Cradle, children of the Solstice would never know their real parents. So that no one would feel different or rejected, Moon Cradle was built around one core tenet: community. They built a common dormitory for everyone, along with a single shared dining hall. Zenith Academy was also clearly visible in all of their minds. They built it, but had no idea how to give it its final touch. That was when the second vial uncorked itself. Glowing runes flew out and embedded themselves into Zenith Academy's foundation, enchanting it with levitation magic. The school in the sky was born. As if to celebrate the builders' efforts, the third seal was undone, and out of the tiny vial flowed a seemingly endless stream of mist. It permeated Evermist Island, giving it its name. In the end, a peculiar voice spoke to their minds. The voice provided guidelines for the education of Solstice warriors and stressed the importance of seeking out the Elder Mist once their training was complete. As the voice grew faint, the 3 vials disappeared. Since that day, the people of Moon Cradle have held the festival to welcome children of the Solstice, taking it upon themselves to nurture them until they come of age. Solstice warriors would come and go, protecting the world while attempting to fulfill the prophecies bestowed upon them by the Elder Mist. As the battle continues between Dwellers and Solstice warriors, Moon Cradle represents the hope that someday guardian gods may rise and bring about lasting peace. The end. Alright, that is going to do it for episode 11. We're going to pick up right here next time in part 12, and we are going to continue on with the main story. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this series and this game so far. And also make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so already to let me know that you enjoy the series. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with the rest of this series and more to come. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon in the next one. Have a good day.